working, boo. Anyway, before I continue hating, I felt like that was such a hateration spirit. Let us talk about Wilbroda. We know her from Papa Shirandula. She's an exceptional actress. But now, right now, she's talking about how she wishes she could have, spent her money differently, especially coming up. And she points out that the actors and actresses of her time really went through a lot of challenges. And it's usually societal pressure, because I've seen you on TV, so I expect you to live in such a neighborhood. I've seen you on TV. I expect you to drive this kind of car. And she says that kind of pressure got to a lot of them. And they'd be living in this good neighborhoods, but it's a rental or not bought the house. They'd be driving this car, but you have not finished payments on this, car. And then when all of this dries up, because let's be honest, especially in Kenya, the shelf life is usually a bit short. So you make your money as quickly as you can, and then you do smart things. You invest in it. You make sure it grows. It works for you. It's an investment opportunity. You make sure your children are safe, so that when jobs are not coming up anymore, endorsements are not coming up anymore, you're still okay because you invested your money wisely when you were making a lot of it. And she says that is one of the many regrets that she has. She says, when I wish I had someone to hold my hand and help me invest then. I did not know where to put my money, how to make it grow, or what my money can do for me. And she says it's because of all of this, behaviors and tendencies with her co-actors and co-actresses, that right now, when most of them are not relevant anymore, or most of them are not pulling jobs anymore, or the TV shows they were working on ended, right now they don't have money, and then they come to the public looking for money, looking for help, appealing to the public for funds. We have seen the Omosh story. I don't want to talk about it, but we have seen it, because if you ask me, when I was watching Omosh growing up, I knew that man was rich. I'm seeing him on TV every day for Tahidi High on a Tuesday evening. So in my mind, he is rich. And that pressure I'm now putting on him, he now feels the need to look rich. So obviously he's going to live in a very nice, neighborhood. He's going to drive a very big car. But all of this catch up to the artists. And then she went on to say that sometimes it is what it is. Most of these people you're hanging out with, they're entertaining you, you're going to the club together, but one emergency, one medical emergency, and then all of you realize that they really did not have money. And we have seen this a lot. And it's actually a thing that's said a lot. Some people are like one medical emergency away from total poverty. So you should be very careful with your money, how you spend it, how you keep it, how you save it. And you're never too young to start saving. Even if you're making small money, eka kidogo. We are at the end of the last year, we saw this trend of people who are opening those piggy banks. Lakini za Kenya ni mkebe. Those mkebes people were opening, and some of them had like upwards of 300,000. You get 1,000 bob here, unarusha hapo unasahau. You get 500, unarusha hapo 50 bob. There's never such a thing as it's too little of an amount for you to save. So just make sure at the end of the day, there's some little money you're putting aside. Even if you're making 20,000 after tax, eka kidogo, ata kama it's like 100, at the end of the year, at least you have like 36,000 you've put aside from just putting aside like 100 bob a day. So yeah, it is difficult, especially in the times we are in the state of the economy. And the thing is, it's not just Kenya that is affected. Everywhere, the whole world, everyone has money problems. Everyone is trying to make ends meet. So you're not the exception. You're not the only one suffering. And you need to realize that, and realize that nobody is coming to help you. It is up to you. You put aside some money. You make sure you're investing nicely. You make sure you're not doing too much. You make sure you're not doing things for the internet. You're not trying to find some sort of validation by going to certain places. At the end of the day, you're suffering, you and you alone. So yeah, don't bow to the pressure. Do your thing and stay true to yourself.
For me, I only have two things to say. One, if we're being realistic, I think it's a per person situation, because think about it. Tahidi High, there's Omosh, then there's Philip Karanja. There's Omosh, and then there's OJ, and then there's Joy Kendi. All of them were on the same show. But look at the lives that they're living now. Everyone took a different way and a different route. And now you can see the fruits of their labors and the fruits of their investments or the fruits of their savings and so on and so forth. So I think it's up to you to have financial literacy. Number two, when I was 20 years old and I was working at this kayad somewhere in Karen, and I remember these salespeople from, I think it was Old Mutual, they came by and they were trying to coerce us to get policies, educational policies for our children, try and get like a life policy for yourself, try and do all of these things. You don't even have to do too much money. Just do like a 2K, like a 1K here, like a 3K. In 10 years time, that policy will mature and you will probably have a few millions in your pocket. And back then, as I said, I was 20 years old. I really was 20 years old. I can imagine I was telling myself things like, 10 years is such a long time. 10 years from now, iyo ni mbali sana. But now when I think about it, now that I am fully in my 30s and I think about it, I'm like, damn, I could have had 1 million shillings. Yani ningekuwa na mita moja mahali ama mita mbili ama mita tatu. Had I actually listened to people with financial literacy trying to help me and trying to educate me on how to make money. So I think it's high time for you as well to realize that, yes, you may not necessarily be saving 5K every month, every week, every 2 days. It's really up to you. But once you save this money, that's how you generate wealth. You can be rich, you can look rich. In fact, many people in the streets look very, very rich. You're at the club, you are popping bottles. You're driving the best cars, all of which are on loan. Because we have all kinds of loans nowadays. You can literally look the richest, but you really have nothing to your name. So it's important for you as an individual to try and think, how can I actually make sure that in 10 years, I'm not in the same space that I am now? In 10 years, my children are not suffering and begging for school fees somewhere. I have like a small policy I've put away for them, you know? And they really don't require that much. Just like whatever you have, weka tu. That aji you can save, weka it, and you can really go far. And this is advice I am giving you as I am giving myself.